Hello and welcome back to my channel, Olivia Rose Flowers. Today I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful bridal bouquet. Very elegant, very simple, very cost effective. So I'm going to show you how to pop her together and how to finish her off with this lovely pink ribbon. So this bridal bouquet is really elegant and simple, and the bride just wanted 2 types of roses and a foliage. So we've gone for this beautiful Avalanche rose and then the kind of lighter pink sweet Avalanche rose, and they just complement each other perfectly. So we're going to base the bouquet on both of these types of roses, a mixture of them throughout the bouquet, and then we're going to finish it off with this beautiful eucalyptus, and we're only going to pop that round the edge at the end. So as well as your flowers and your foliage, the materials that you will need are your scissors for your foliage, and these are by Oasis. You'll need some ribbon scissors, which you need to keep separate, and never use your ribbon scissors on your foliage because you'll make it stained and it'll come onto the ribbon. You need some string to hold your bouquet together, some paraffin tape just to secure your string and just to cover everything up, your ribbon for the stem, for the handle of the bouquet, and then some pretty pins just to finish them off. So I'm just going to pop everything to the side for now, especially the ribbon because we don't want it to get dirty, and then we're going to start our bouquet. One of the other tips I would have for you is, before you start your bouquet, is you'll need to cut down your roses and make sure you clean them. So you'll need to prepare them and take off all the leaf and foliage and any thorns that you may have. So the best way to take the thorns off is just to simply snap them like so with your fingers. Okay, you can buy the gloves where you just shred them, but I find you can rip the stem of the rose, you can damage it, and you quite often leave some thorns on there. And what we don't want is the bride to cut herself on her bouquet and get blood on her dress, or for yourself to cut yourself, because it is quite painful, and then you can also stain the ribbon. So we can also go around the roses and remove any guard petals, and these are petals that protect the rose, and they normally have this green browny colour on them. So we're going to take a pink rose and a white rose, and we're just going to cross them over like so until they meet. Okay, so we're just going to work in a spiral with the roses. So we're going to take another one like so, and then a fourth one like that. Okay, you've got your 4 roses, and you can see they've just started to take shape. Okay, so then we're going to continue to work round like so. And just add the roses as you go. Okay, so you can see now we've got this lovely shape. We've got the 5 roses, we've got the centre one, and the others just starting to take shape around there. So you could stop now and have a really nice bridesmaid bouquet, especially for the smaller bridesmaids. And you can see here it's taken a nice dome shape, and it looks absolutely beautiful. So, but what we're going to do is keep building upon this as we're going to be making a bridal bouquet. So we're going to build again like so, and just move them around. Like I said, you can adjust them and centre them how you wish, and some of the roses may change positions and swap with each other, which is absolutely fine as well. Okay, so as I'm building round, you may need to keep checking, because you can see here I've got pink together, 3 of them. So I'm just going to move her in over that to like that small gap there, and I'm going to take another white one and just pop her in there like so. So you can really see now it's starting to take effect, and it's looking, you know, it's looking so beautiful, and it's just so simple. It's just 2 types of roses, 2 colours, and it really is making an impact. So not only is it taking shape, but you can see the stems here. So you should be able to, at the end, tie your bouquet and then actually stand her up before you put the ribbon round. So So I'm going to continue to build round because you can see I've got a gap that's in front of me. So again, look at the roses that you have and then select the colours that you're going to use. So again, I'm just going to pop her in like so and point from the rose. I'm going to point the stem in the opposite direction. And you'll get used to this kind of turning and positioning the roses. And it really is an effective way of building the perfect shape. So I'm going to take another cream one here, like so, and another pink, like so there, and then I have a gap, so I'm going to go for another cream one, like that. So I'm just going to adjust the position of some of these and make sure I'm happy with where the colours are and how many we've got, and that we've got no gaps. You can do that by just using your, so you hold the bouquet securely like so, and then with your other finger you can simply adjust them up and down like so, quite easily, because we've not tied anything at this point. And if you're not happy with it, you can simply start again. You can just lay the roses down, pop them back in their vases, just be careful to be gentle when you lay them down, and you can start again. You know, you don't need to feel stressed or overwhelmed. It does take practice, and yeah, it will look beautiful at the end. So I need another pink one. So I'm going to go backwards here just so you can see that. You can see her just nicely nestled in there with the others, and they smell beautiful. I just wish you could smell them. Okay, and I think I need one more round here. For this particular bouquet, the bride doesn't want a big one. She's quite a slender person. She's very slim, and she doesn't want it overpowering her dress because she's got a very detailed, pretty dress. And it's all those types of things you also need to, you know, take into consideration. So you can now see how nice that shape is and how it's coming together in that nice dome shape. So I don't know if you can see here, the pinks and the whites are absolutely beautiful. And it's such a soft pink as well, the sweet Avalanche. And you can probably get these from your local florist or a flower supplier. And most local florists are happy to place orders for you in bunches of 10 or 20 roses, depending on your florist. So yeah, so I'm very happy with that. And what we're going to do now is add the eucalyptus. So first of all, I'm just going to take some string and I'm going to secure the flowers now that I'm happy with the shape, just so we can add that eucalyptus on and we don't have to worry about the shape changing and dropping any of your roses. Okay, so I take my string and do my usual, just unwinding it, and then what I'll do with my little finger is I just take the string secure, and I like to dangle a long piece down, and then what you do, it's hard to show you actually, is I just take the string in my hand, tip my flowers upside down, and be careful of the petals at this point, and I simply wrap the string around, but I also give it a very gentle tug, just enough to secure it but not too much to snap the roses, because that can happen. The string's quite tough and strong, so you can snap through your stems. So I'm just going to work my way round the stems and I'm going to go downwards just like this, and this is just to secure the bouquet so you know it's not going to come apart during the ceremony. And I go back to the top and then back to the bottom. So I'm going to take my ribbon scissors, I've cut my string, so I'm going to lay them down gently, and then at the bottom I'm just going to tie the two pieces of string together. And that's my long piece that I left at the beginning before I started adding my string, and then the piece I just cut off when I finished. Okay, so just get rid of those, pop these out the way, and there we have it. Okay, so now we have our beautiful bouquet. We're going to start adding the eucalyptus. So I've already prepared these, and we just need small pieces like so. Quite difficult because they come on long stems, and you know, you need to make the most of every piece of that stem, so we just cut them in small pieces like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start by adding these in like so, around the bottom and just tucking them under my fingers. They do not need to cross over each other. We're just going to place them around the edge, just to kind of give a nice finish to the bouquet, just so they're kind of nestled, so the roses are nestled on the eucalyptus all the way around the bottom. So I'm just going to work my way around doing that. And again, the bride wanted quite a loose, messy effect under her bouquet. She wanted them to hang down and not have that perfect ball shape within the bouquet. Okay, so quite happy with this as well. And we're just going to secure those with string. So again, grab the end of your string, hold on to it, and then simply tie it round. You do have to watch those leaves because they are hanging down. I'm just going to cut the string now and tie this on like so. I'm just going to do one final knot like so. And again, you will get used to doing this with practice. Okay, so once you've done that, we're just going to cut the string so you haven't got the big bits dangling down. Oh. And then we're going to tidy up our stems by cutting our stems down as well. So we're going to go for our floral scissors, not our ribbon scissors, remember. They need to stay clean for the ribbon. And what you want is you want the bouquet to be roughly 2 hands long. So I tend to go just about here, about an inch after my 2 hands, just to make sure it's long enough for the bride to hold on to. So it's quite difficult to show you actually, and I'm kind of doing it back to front. So I start off by cutting a few. You just want these as even as possible, like so. Just move all those aside. And there you have it, that's your finished bouquet. So the perfect side to hold on to, and we're just going to finish her off now with some ribbon. So we have our ribbon here, so I'm just going to cut the edge off just to make it tidy, like so. And my table is 2 meters, so we probably need a good 1.5 meters of the ribbon. With my ribbon, I like to fold the top bit like so, and I add that on like that. Okay, so I take my ribbon around and meet where I've doubled up, and then I just simply work my way down the arrangement like so, and I keep going until the bottom, and then I work my way back up again. I'm just going to do that now, and I leave a gap at the end so the stems are on show, because we don't want a full coverage. But when I get to the end, I go around it several times and then work my way back up, but you pull in tight as you go, like so you don't get no creases and there's no loose ribbons. And then when you get back to the top, you go around several times like so, and then I'll cut a piece off. And I double up again on the ribbon, and I simply add a pin. So I've got my top pins here, and we're going for pearls with this one. So I just simply add a pin here. And then what you need to do is when you push the pin in, is you need to point it downwards on the bouquet. And then we go to the front of the ribbon, and we're just going to add some more pin details. So again, we're going to take some of the pearl pins out, like so, and we're just going to add them to the ribbon. So again, when you add them in, you need to point them downwards, and I'll show you close up in a minute. So we're just going to put a few in a line, like so. I'm actually going to do a video, so please look out for it, on how to apply a ribbon and the different styles and pins that you can use. Okay, so when you add your pins, you need to make sure that you pop them in and you don't poke them through, because you do not want the pins coming out and cutting the bride or anyone. So you pop your pin in and you point it downwards into the stems. So all these pins are now embedded within the stems behind the ribbon, so you won't feel them at all. Okay, so you need to remember that. And there we have it. We have our finished bridal bouquet. So you can see we've got all the roses here, these beautiful roses that complement each other. And then we're just finishing off with this gorgeous eucalyptus that's hanging down. Our nice pink ribbon finished with the pearl pins. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please subscribe to see more videos. I'll have many more coming up, especially in the next few months, focusing on weddings in particular. So please subscribe so you don't miss any of my new footage, and hit that like button, and please leave me a comment and I'll be happy to reply to you. And I will see you all again soon. Thank you.